Hello, everyone. My name is Jake Hafley, and I am currently a student at Iowa State University. This summer, I have a lot of free time due to a lot of the COVID stuff going on, and I wanted to make a bunch of projects. And so my first thought was, well, where am I going to put all the projects? So I decided that the first thing I do this summer is pick up JavaScript and HTML and build my own website. And one of the nice things about this is GitHub hosts these websites, and basically, if you name your main HTML file index, that'll basically be treated as the homepage. So then I don't have to pay for a domain or hosting. So that's really helpful. So this website is kind of a central hub for all things me this summer. You'll have stuff for my contact information, as seen here. I have my email, my resume, some buttons to get to my social media. I have some text and pictures about me and my life, and I'm going to embed a YouTube video about that after I record this one. And then I'm going to place this video down here. So that's probably where you will see it. And also, I'll have a little GitHub icon, which you can click on, which is a link to the repository where I'm uploading all this code. And like I said, kind of with GitHub before, it's really nice because I can push these changes out to that repository and it'll automatically update them to the website. So by the time you're looking at this website, it might be different from what it looks like on my screen here. Um, and you can also see this tab, Project 1. There's nothing here currently. I have a few projects in the works. I really like focusing on hardware, and I think one of the first things I want to do is make an LED cube. So I will definitely record pieces of that and try and string together a video explaining my process, what I learned, and maybe just some demos and pictures of the final product. And I also am trying to remake some games and processing in Java, which I already did one of that for one of my side projects and at Iowa State last year, and I really enjoyed it. So I'm going to try and do it over the summer and try and remake Tetris is the plan right now. And I think there's a way to embed the game into the HTML, so I might make it playable on desktop. But I'm not sure yet because it's kind of been tricky converting this stuff to make sure it's all readable and mobile, and a lot of this stuff could change or get cleaned up. But I am happy to say that most of the main features are here, so I can kind of lay out and put what I want onto it next. And so with that, I just kind of like to show some of my code a bit. On the right here, I have Visual Studio Code, which is what I've been writing all of this in. So a little bit of backstory to explain how I did all this. Last week, I found a tutorial for JavaScript called Watching Code Online, and that was a really helpful way to kind of transitioning from coding functions and classes and objects in a console to transitioning it to be usable as a web page and with the user interface. And so since this is just a website, it doesn't have that much JavaScript except for a little slideshow in the About Me page. It did help me understand the core fundamentals of HTML and JavaScript and kind of how to connect the HTML with JavaScript if I get to that point. So yeah, it's kind of broken up in these separate pieces here. The head deals with the tab up here. So like as you can see here, it says Jake Summers Project for title, and then you have to set a few other constants, and you can pull in style sheets. I pull in one to basically called here style sheet, which I should probably rename. It's a little confusing because I have my own, but basically that helps me pull in little images for. No, it's in contacts. Little images for these buttons, but so I have different tabs for each page, so that's why every time you click on it, it basically reloads the next page. And so everything is split up in these divs if you don't know HTML is or haven't worked with it. And then you can assign classes to these divs so you can then in the style page edit these properties. So for example, here I make body, and this is the whole body of the entire text, and I set it so the background color is equal to this red. And that's why the corners and everything kind of around the other pieces is all in red. And then like down here, I have another div to basically separate this top picture and title with this menu screen. And so that's kind of how this all works is it's these separate little chunks that kind of stack down on each other. And then like here you can see I have a paragraph with the class content main. And so then in my style sheet here, you basically just put the name of the class. You do dot and then the name of the class, and you do bracket, you do open brackets, and then you can change things like padding, font size, width, text align, text decoration, and there's tons of them. There are tons I don't know about. I'm hoping I can learn more about it just to make this website look really good. I've had my friend Tyler kind of help me do some of that already, which has been really helpful. So thank you, Tyler. But one of the more interesting things I learned about was this thing called href. And so basically what this does is it lets you open files or links in your website. So here, this is kind of how these tabs work. It's a list, and the hrefs go to the different pages. So when you click this About Me one, the href goes to about.html, which is this other file where basically you see the different paragraphs instead of the other stuff. So then you see it here instead of making my own website. And this is really nice because it makes it so I can kind of have a template and then just kind of fill things into it, since it's not all in one file, which would get really messy, really complicated. And if I just want to change one file, I know where to go. Because I think file organization and like code styling is one thing I want to really drill in and get more efficient at, especially if I'm presenting my code online and trying to demo these projects to other people online. So that's another nice thing with the style sheet is since I have a separate file for it and then I import it at the top here with an href, and then I basically just say like what type of file it is and what it's doing. It can be used in each of these HTML files when all of this code doesn't have to be at the top of it because it imports it. And since the class names are the same, like text chunk, content main, title, all of those things are described in here, so they know what properties to basically pull from it. So that is kind of just an overview of the website. Like I said, if you click on this GitHub link, it's an href, so it'll send you to my repository right here, and that'll probably be changed and updated a lot throughout the year. This kind of style of the website's probably going to stay the same, but maybe some just small styling choices will change since I can just mess with that in the style sheet that I made. But yeah, I'm really excited for this. I was really excited to make this website. I kind of threw it all together in a day because I'm really excited to get to my other projects. But you'll probably see other videos about me at different points. I'm hoping to record and document a lot of it just so, one, for me to look back on, but also to show to family, friends, and anyone who's interested in what I'm doing this summer. So thank you for checking out the website.